The Louisiana Restaurant Association presents the We Live to Eat podcast. It is said in Louisiana that a great deal of our culture revolves around food. The We Live to Eat podcast will explore Louisiana's restaurant industry one episode at a time. Laissez les bon temps rouler.
On today's We Live to Eat podcast episode, we are joined by a 2019 LRA Education Foundation Scholar, Cierra Varnado, to find out what she's been up to since we talked to her last. How you doing, Cierra?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. So tell me a little bit about what you're doing with your career. You have a pretty big job, and I'm excited for everyone to hear about what you've been up to since you graduated from the University of Holy Cross College on the West Bank, right?
Correct, yes.
Yes, in Culinology.
Correct, yes.
You have a bachelor's of science in Culinology. That sounds really scientific. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so I am currently the Director of Quality Assurance and Research Development here in Slidell, Louisiana at a food manufacturer called BEC Co-packers. Basically, the experience I got from Nichols and Culinary Arts and UHC in my culinology degree, I use it hands-on, from making formulas, recipes, to testing prototypes to run on the line, things like that. So we are currently running some of Louisiana fish fry wet sauces. So there's sauces that go in there, 12-ounce bottles,
okay,
10.5-ounce bottles. So that's currently what I'm doing right now.
Awesome. And what other kind of brands have you worked with since you've been there? Because you've been there for a while, right?
Right. So December that just passed made 4 years. We've worked with Smoothie King. We are currently still working with Zia's, and we work with some smaller companies. We actually just built a new hot filled beverage line where we're making a Lebanese tea, which is super exciting.
Oh, wow.
And we are also certified organic. We just got that a few weeks ago. So exciting things have been happening here.
And do you have a team that you work with? And, you want...
If you count one other person, yeah, that's my team. It's just myself and my boss, who's the VP of R&D and Quality.
Okay.
It's just us who usually just work on creating new recipes, things like that. So,
not just anybody can make the perfect Sazerac. And not just anybody can offer Louisiana's hospitality industry the perfect workers' comp coverage. The Louisiana Restaurant Association's SIF team knows what hospitality businesses need. We truly care about your team's safety and your success. Everybody who's anybody goes with LRA Workers' Comp. Ask around. In this business, word of mouth is everything.
Well, tell us a little bit about your education and how the LRA Education Foundation fits into there with your scholarship.
So this is something I've always wanted to do. At first, I thought I wanted to be in the back of the house restaurant, and then I discovered food science and working in the lab, and I didn't turn back. But first and foremost, I'm very thankful and grateful to have received a couple of scholarships from LRA. I believe I was a recipient 2 times in a row. Okay. And because of that, I was able to afford school, basically. I didn't have to take out a lot of loans, if that. I mean, I'm almost done paying off my loans, actually, which is a blessing. So I'm very grateful that I was introduced to LRA and you, Wendy, and just was able to receive a scholarship from you guys because it benefited me a lot.
Okay.
I benefited from it a lot.
Yeah. And you worked with Chef Frank Brigsten. You want to tell me about that experience?
Yes, so I actually met Chef Frank while attending NOCCA, New Orleans Center for Creative Arts. I went there for high school and my 4 years of culinary arts. And I met him 9th grade year, and we just connected. We really did. And when I was able to work, I believe I was 15, turning 16. I was doing an internship, working 1 day a week, only 8 hours on Saturdays until I turned 16. But Chef Frank is amazing. I still talk to him to this day. His birthday was last month, so I made sure to reach out to him and tell him happy birthday. But if I need anything, any advice, just someone to talk to, I make sure I reach out to him. He's one of my top 5 that I go to for anything food related in the food industry and just personal. Wow. He's amazing. He's a great person to know. I love him so much.
Well, he adores you as well. So.
I was very fortunate to work with Cierra for all 4 years of her high school. And I was able to give her her first job here at Brigsten's restaurant. And she proved herself day in and day out to be a fabulous employee. And for Cierra to do this, she needed help. She came from a very humble family. But it was clear to everyone that education was in her path.
If you're out there and you're in the food industry, and it doesn't have to just be a chef, you can be a food scientist, someone who's practicing food law, please apply for the LRA scholarship. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You will benefit from it so much, and just being able to network and meet so many amazing people in this field. So I really encourage you to apply. Well,
thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing what things you do in the future. We'll be in touch on a later episode.
Well, thank you. I look forward to speaking with you again, Wendy. So whenever you need me, just reach out.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All
Have
right.
a good one.
Bye.
From the thread count of the sheets to the praline on the pillow, Louisiana hotels know a thing or two about hospitality, and the Louisiana Restaurant Association knows a thing or two about workers' comp. Everybody who's anybody goes with LRA Workers' Comp.
Thank you for listening to the Louisiana Restaurant Association's We Live to Eat podcast. Please join us for future podcasts where we'll discuss restaurants, food, and culture in the state where we live to eat. Until then, bon appetit.